Basketball fans, we've got an action-packed slate lined up tomorrow, and it's one of those days where every matchup demands attention. Whether you're looking at spreads, totals, or individual player props, there's a lot of value to uncover, and we're going to break it all down in a way that maximizes your edge. From back-to-back clashes to revenge spots and injury impacts, there's plenty to dissect, so let's jump right into the picks and give you the expert-level breakdown you need for tomorrow's slate. Now, as always, before we start, it's worth reminding everyone that supporting the channel keeps these daily breakdowns coming. Less than 25% of you watching are actually subscribed. If you find value in the analysis, if you enjoy the picks, and if you want to help the channel grow toward that 2,000 goal, right now sitting at 1133, hit that subscribe button. It takes 1 second and helps in a huge way. Let's start. First up, we have the Boston Celtics traveling to Cleveland to face the Cavaliers. This is a classic back-to-back scenario, which immediately adds a layer of complexity to Boston's performance outlook. They just played the night before, and key players like Ron Harper and Jason Tatum are out, forcing a shortened rotation. The Celtics managed a tight 115-119 loss against Minnesota despite questionable statuses for Brown, Kata, and White, who all suited up and fought hard. Traveling from Minnesota to Cleveland on consecutive nights will test their depth, stamina, and ability to stay sharp. The Cavs, on the other hand, are dealing with their own injury issues. Jared Allen, Lonzo Ball, Larry Nance, Sam Errol, and Max Trice are all ruled out, with Porter listed as questionable. Still, Cleveland has Garland returning to the starting lineup, Mitchell operating as the 2, and Mobley sliding to the 5 in Allen's absence, with Thomas available off the bench if necessary. Looking at head-to-head trends, Boston has already beaten Cleveland by 20 points at home this season, which makes this a perfect revenge spot for the Cavaliers. On paper, Cleveland should be able to exploit a fatigued Celtics squad. Considering the spread and Boston's back-to-back situation, we're backing Cleveland at -7.5. On top of that, given the offensive capabilities of both teams and the tight, high-paced nature of this matchup, the total should also go over 233.5. With multiple starters on limited minutes for Boston and Cleveland's lineup still featuring Garland and Mitchell at the core, expect a high-scoring contest where the Cavs take control and capitalize on home court advantage. Next, we shift to the Western Conference with the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road against Portland. This one is intriguing because the Thunder are dominant at 19-1, and while the spread might not reflect their overall strength, they have the firepower to cover it. Their starting 5 features Wallace, Dorden, and Williams in crucial roles, while the Blazers are limited. Scoot, Holiday, Thibault, Wesley, and, of course, Damian Lillard are all out, which severely impacts their backcourt and playmaking. On Oklahoma City's side, Wiggins, Harkenside, and Mitchell are questionable, with Topic and Sorber sidelined, but even with a partially depleted roster, the Thunder have been playing efficiently and smartly against opponents. Portland's struggles are apparent in their recent form. They've dropped 7 of their last 10 games and are dealing with key absences. Their depth is questionable, especially at the point guard position, where Soko can't truly run the offense. Given the Thunder's consistency and Portland's weakened state, the pick is clear: Oklahoma City -12. The total of 231.5 also looks primed for the over. This is a team that can push the pace, exploit defensive lapses, and maintain scoring efficiency even on the road. After a couple of close non-cover wins against strong teams like the Suns and Timberwolves, the Thunder should come out focused and assert their dominance in Portland, both offensively and on the boards. Finally, we have the Sacramento Kings visiting the Memphis Grizzlies in what looks like a potential sleeper spot. Memphis has a depleted roster: Ty Jerome, Ja Morant, Small, Clark, and Pippen are all out. Their offense has largely funneled through Jackson in the post and Coward on the wing, while Williams has mostly served as a distributor after a brief standout performance. Even with Eddie back for additional rim protection, Memphis' defensive consistency is lacking, and historically, defense isn't their identity. The Kings have been struggling at 5-15, including 2 wins in their last 10, but this is a revenge scenario. They lost by over 30 points in their previous matchup with Memphis earlier this season and are returning from a road trip. Sacrifice for revenge, home court energy, and a slightly healthier rotation could swing the outcome. Given this context, the pick is Sacramento +3, with the moneyline also being a viable option. Despite their struggles, Memphis' defensive weaknesses provide enough space for Sacramento to exploit, especially with Murray's scoring and rebounding potential. Speaking of which, for player props, Keegan Murray's points and rebounds over is a strong play. With defensive liabilities like Jaren Jackson, who, despite accumulating blocks, struggles against pick and rolls and high-level wing scorers, Murray should have plenty of opportunities. Coupled with Russell Westbrook facilitating from the point, expect Murray to get open looks from the wing and convert efficiently, putting him in prime position to surpass his expected totals. For totals, look for a slower pace than some of the other games, with the under set at 233.5 being the play. Sacramento has shown the ability to grind out points selectively, while Memphis' offensive efficiency is limited without Morant. The combination of a revenge-driven Kings squad and Memphis roster gaps sets up a scenario where the game might not explode in scoring, making the under a smart angle. Next, the Eastern Conference clash at MSG. The Toronto Raptors are coming off a back-to-back, having played the Charlotte Hornets the night before making the journey to New York to face a Knicks team that has been nearly unbeatable at home this season. Toronto has been one of those squads capable of delivering profitable plays, but the travel and fatigue from Saturday night's game weigh heavily against them here. On the other side, the Knicks have lost just once at home all season, and that loss came in a tough back-to-back scenario against Orlando, meaning they've been otherwise dominant in Madison Square Garden. Beyond the schedule, the Raptors are facing a significant setback with R.J. Barrett expected to sit out, further hampering their offensive depth. While the Raptors possess a talented roster with a capable starting lineup, facing a home team like the Knicks at full strength makes it challenging to back them. The Knicks thrive in these spots, energized by their home crowd, and the combination of Toronto's fatigue and a key player missing creates a scenario where New York should comfortably handle the contest. For bettors, this aligns with taking the Knicks to cover the spread at home, where they have consistently excelled. Sunday's game is poised to be a vibrant, competitive atmosphere, with the Garden fully engaged, and the Knicks appear ready to assert themselves as the stronger, fresher team in this matchup. Shifting west, we have the Houston Rockets traveling to Utah to face the Jazz, a matchup that has intrigued analysts and bettors alike. Utah is a notoriously strong home team, often thriving in the elevation and conditions unique to their arena. On paper, the Rockets may seem formidable with their physicality and defensive intensity, especially anchored by the duo of Steven Adams and Alperen Sengun in the frontcourt, which presents a challenging matchup for most teams. Houston has been a tough, hard-nosed team, maintaining a culture of gritty, physical basketball despite off-season roster changes, including the departure of Dillon Brooks. Kevin Durant's status adds a wrinkle to the analysis. He recently had a child and is considered questionable for this game. Even so, if he suits up, Houston's overall balance and toughness make them a formidable opponent. The Jazz have performed impressively at home this season, but over the course of 4 quarters, it's difficult to envision them consistently matching Houston's intensity and defensive pressure. In this matchup, the Rockets' physicality, key interior presence, and capable perimeter scoring position them as the side to back. Assuming Durant plays, Houston is the logical choice to lay points and assert control over this contest, despite Utah's home advantage. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, the Lakers will host the New Orleans Pelicans in a matchup that carries both intrigue and betting implications. The Lakers arrive having won 6 consecutive games, most recently defeating the Dallas Mavericks 129-119, maintaining a strong 14-4 record on the season and 13-5 against the spread. Conversely, New Orleans has struggled, dropping 9 of their last 10 contests and going just 3-16 against the spread this season. Yet, the Pelicans have shown flashes of competitiveness in recent games, covering back-to-back as double-digit underdogs at home. The challenge for New Orleans comes on the road, where they are just 1-7 this season. For bettors, while the Lakers' streak and dominant scoring suggest they could handle the game handily, there's some consideration regarding their back-to-back scheduling before facing the Phoenix Suns. Player rest is a factor, though the offensive firepower displayed by the Lakers in recent games, including multiple contests where they scored 129 or more points, indicates that the over may be the safer angle here. A high-scoring affair seems likely, with the Lakers expected to dominate scoring opportunities, even if the Pelicans remain competitive. This setup favors leaning toward the over on total points, especially given the Lakers' offensive efficiency and New Orleans' ability to contribute some scoring on the road. Up in Minnesota, the Timberwolves host the San Antonio Spurs in a matchup that blends home court advantage with contrasting trends. Minnesota comes off a back-to-back win against Boston, 119-115, while San Antonio enters 13-5 overall, 107-1 against the spread this season, riding a strong run that includes a 139-136 win over Denver. The Spurs have managed to maintain a competitive edge despite missing key contributors like Victor Wembanyama and Stephen Castle, showing depth through players like De'Aaron Fox and Julian Champagnie. Minnesota, however, has shown a capacity to handle quality opponents at home, including wins over the Celtics, Washington, Dallas, and Sacramento, with only a narrow loss to Denver blemishing their record. Against a short line of 3 to 3.5 points, Minnesota's home advantage and momentum suggest their position to cover or even win outright. Anthony Edwards' recent performance adds another layer of confidence for Timberwolves backers, reinforcing the value of siding with Minnesota at home. This game presents an excellent opportunity to capitalize on home court consistency, particularly when considering the Spurs' road inconsistencies despite their overall strong record. Finally, in the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia 76ers host the Atlanta Hawks, a matchup defined by injuries, team trends, and situational dynamics. Philadelphia enters with a 10-8 record, 116-1 against the spread, coming off a 115-103 win over Brooklyn, while Atlanta sits at 12-8, 10-10 ATS, following a 130-123 victory over Cleveland. The 76ers have struggled with consistency at home, dropping 3 straight against quality teams, but injuries to key players like Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre, and Trendon Watford leave them navigating a lineup adjustment scenario. Yet, Philadelphia has demonstrated resilience in Embiid's absence, with contributions from Tyrese Maxey and other roster pieces keeping them competitive. Atlanta has been inconsistent on the road, with wins over Phoenix and New Orleans offset by losses against weaker competition, highlighting concerns for bettors. Considering the circumstances, Philadelphia at home appears to be the more stable choice, with the money line representing a reasonable value despite the absence of Embiid. The 76ers' ability to adjust and compete without their star, combined with Atlanta's uneven road performance, strengthens the case for backing Philadelphia in this matchup. Across these 4 NBA games, the slate offers a variety of betting angles, from spread plays to totals, influenced heavily by home court advantages, travel fatigue, injury reports, and team tendencies. The Knicks' dominance at MSG, Houston's physical style against Utah, the Lakers' scoring firepower versus New Orleans, Minnesota's home floor momentum against San Antonio, and Philadelphia's depth without Embiid all create rich narratives for bettors to exploit. Understanding these factors, connecting statistical trends with situational contexts, and analyzing matchups closely allows us to make informed, high-probability plays on each game. Whether you're considering straight bets, totals, or leveraging key player props, these matchups exemplify why careful analysis is critical to successful NBA betting. That wraps up today's NBA breakdown for Sunday, November 30th, 2025. If you enjoyed this detailed breakdown, make sure to subscribe to Beyond the Box Score, drop a comment with your picks, and join our growing community of smart bettors. For those seeking the most confident plays and premium insights, our Premium Picks section has the games we put the most money on, along with exclusive analysis and guidance designed to maximize value. Remember, every play we discuss is backed by situational context, stats, and deep analysis, keeping you informed and prepared. Keep following Beyond the Box Score for daily expert breakdowns, and let's make this NBA slate a profitable one.